Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. And before we get started with today's video, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. Today's video is going to be an ARC reading vlog. I'm going to be reading ARCs that I have that are just sitting on my Kindle waiting for me to read. We're going to be starting off with The Library Game by... I forgot the author's name, but I will put a picture of the cover up on the screen here. This is the book we're going to be starting off with. It is a middle grade. I think it's kind of like a mystery type of book, and I'm excited to dive right in, so let's go do just that. I am 12% into The Library Game, and so far, not much has happened. It was quite a slow start, and the part I am at right now, the end of the last chapter I read, they found a dead body. And hopefully it's starting to pick up at this point, but the beginning was just a lot of the characters just talking, getting ready for their show. It wasn't grabbing me, but hopefully now that there's been a dead body, it'll pick up, and I'm excited to continue reading. I am now 31% into The Library Game, and so far what has happened is they ended up getting locked in a room, and there's like all these, there's clues, and like you have to figure out what the clues mean, and it's getting interesting. I think it's still sitting at like a 3-ish star, but it's definitely starting to pick up. So if it continues down this path, I see myself rating it higher. But I don't want to say too much, but I'm starting to really get into it, so hopefully it continues and gets more intense. And I really like the aspect of the clues and how they correlate to books, and I really like that. One thing that's kind of annoying is there is this character that is bothering me. He is just pretty annoying, but that is just my opinion. I'm excited to go continue reading, so let's go do just that. I finished The Library Game. I give it 4 stars. The last half really picked up. There were so many twists and turns, and I suspected so many different people over the course of the book, but right before the final reveal, I did guess the right person, but I guessed pretty much everyone in the book at some point, so I wouldn't say I guessed it. I really enjoyed this book though, and I do highly recommend, and that is going to be it for right now. I will update you guys again when I decide what arc I'm going to start next, and I will see you guys then. So the next arc I'm going to be reading is The Plot Twist by Eleanor Goymer, I think is how you say the last name. But this book has actually been out for a little while now, and I completely did not realize that this book was already out. So I really need to get to it. And this one is a romance. I think it's a rom-com. I know like nothing about it, but let's just dive right into it. So I'm 15% into The Plot Twist, and so far I am liking it. I have only read the prologue and chapter 1 because chapter 1 was so long. I mean, that's all I read, and I'm already 15% into the book. I'm not usually a fan of long chapters. I kept looking for a natural break, pausing the story, but that chapter 1, so long. Hopefully the chapters do get shorter as the book goes on, but I am enjoying this one. This follows Allie, who is an author. Her editor and publisher have been pushing her for another book. It's been like a year since her last one, and she doesn't even have an outline. She has not a clue what to write about because she is a romance author, but she is starting to not believe in true love. And so she has no plot for her book. She is at this party with like editors, publishers, authors, that kind of stuff, when she runs into a waiter there, like a caterer, and he is really good looking, and she's immediately like, oh my god, this guy is so hot, and she can barely function. And then she goes outside and meets up with this author that she knew, but he hasn't published a book in a long time. He was outside the event, and he was just telling her, like, you know, that's what happens, and that's why the world hasn't seen a book from him in many years. because of like writer's block. But then she ends up seeing the caterer, like the waiter again, and that is what has happened so far. I don't know. She really likes him, but I don't feel any chemistry between them so far, but they have barely interacted, and all they've done is like say hello, this is my name, blah blah blah. So hopefully their chemistry like starts to develop, and I am very excited to go continue reading, so let's go do just that. So I'm 49% into the plot twist, and so far I'm enjoying it. I'm thinking it's probably around a 4-star, but there's a lot of different like subplots that make up the story, and the romance is very much just a subplot, and I think it's actually one of the least talked about subplots. And her, our main character, and the love interest, they've only had a few scenes together, and they haven't been very long or very much to them. So I'm starting to think that this is more of a general fiction book, but I will have to keep reading. But let me know if you have read this book, if you think it is a romance or a general fiction book, because I am on the side of leaning towards general fiction, because there is a romance, but it's just kind of, you know, a subplot instead of the main thing. But I'm enjoying it so far, and let's go continue reading. So I finished The Plot Twist. I gave it 4 stars. I actually ended up considering this one a romance because the last like 40% of the book was very much focused on the romance. So I'm still not sure. I decided to call it a romance, but if you have read this, let me know. Romance, general fiction. What do you think? Or if you think a completely different genre. But I did enjoy this book, and it wasn't what I was in the mood for, so I was trying to keep that out of what my rating and my thoughts were. And I think I did a pretty good job of that, because I think 4 stars is a pretty good rating for this book. And I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed our main character, Allie, our main male character, Will. He was kind of just giving me like not good vibes in the first, like the beginning of the book, like when he was very standoffish and like closed and like not telling her anything about himself. But there was a lot of like miscommunications that went with the two, and just different things come up and things being revealed. They went through a lot, and then that kind of frustrated me a little bit. But overall, good book. I recommend it, and I will update you guys when I start the next book. So the last book I'm going to be reading for this reading vlog is Yours to Take by Vera Kane. This I know nothing about. I'm pretty sure it's a dark romance. I think it's only around like 200 Kindle-ish pages. And Kindle-ish pages? 200-ish Kindle pages. And I'm excited to dive right in, so let's do it. I'm 35% into Yours to Take, and so far I'm really enjoying this book. What has happened is our main 2 characters have met. She was on a date with this guy that her friend set her up with, and it was her friend's cousin, and he was just being a jerk and not a good date. And she caught the eye of another guy, our main male character, in the coffee shop, and he instantly had an attraction for her, and she felt the same way. And then it turns out that her best friend and roommate is dating his best friend and roommate. And so they've gone on a couple double dates, and they just really like each other. And he is kind of creepy. He stalked her, and there's like, he's not a great guy. Like, he's done some unaliving, but she doesn't know that. But so far, really good. The point I'm at, they just got, like, they had their first spicy scene, and I'm really enjoying this book. The writing is super easy, and it just kind of flows really well, and I'm excited to continue reading, so let's go do just that. I finished Yours to Take, and I know I didn't really update you guys much while reading this book, but I did really enjoy this one. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I just had such a great time. These characters were incredible, and just the writing was so good. I just had a great time, and it also had a little bit of humor mixed in. I love this book so much. I highly recommend. It comes out I think May 6th, but I will put it on the screen, the date that it comes out. And by the time you guys are seeing this video, it's most likely already out. But I highly recommend. And that is going to wrap up this video. If you made it this far, please leave what emoji should we do? How about the present emoji? And before you go, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and post notifications. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.